Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It's Raw Cloud. Today, I want to talk to you guys about, I guess you can call it an intelligence mission I did for the Alliance, and I'll take on like these odd jobs. Doesn't matter how big they are. Doesn't matter how small they are. If I can gather intel on a specific target or a job, then I'm all for it. I mean, I love what I do. I really love what I do. A lot of people are not going to understand uh, these military missions that I do because half of the times they don't understand like timelines, how to jump timelines, that the military has these technologies. And this is another thing that the Navy wanted to start coming out. I think the Navy guys, Rush. Yeah, he's been, trying to come out, but getting backlash from these hidden organizations out there. And I feel like the Navy is like one of the leading disclosure military branches out there right now today, where we do assimilate information to specific people and then allow them to come out and speak. Yes, they do have protection, but how things are set up, because the bad guys, they have technology. They do the same thing that we do. They can go into a timeline, and almost every timeline that I've been into where I'm trying to pass messages either to scientists, prominent people into the future timelines, I've always encountered an agent, an MK Ultra agent, or just a agent working for a specific intelligence company. But it's a mission that I know the risk and I know the mission, and I'm I'm happy to be doing this for not just you guys, but for the world as well. So anyway, this job was to I was at a expo where they're giving tribute to a lot of the sitcom actors and actresses. It was this big place. I don't know if this was like California or whatever, but nobody knew that I was working as an intelligence officer. Even the people that I was there with at this specific booth for a for this old actor, he passed away. So what they did was bring in like a stand-in or a look-alike, but no one knew that this specific actor from this sitcom show. I think the name of the sitcom show was Three's a Crowd. Do you guys remember that Jack Tripper from back in the days? He was a guy that had three female roommates, and all of them were hot to me. I mean, that was like one of my favorite shows because of we got this guy in there that wasn't supposed to be there, and he has like three beautiful female um, roommates, and the landlord was not going to be going for that. He it was either going to be all guys or all girls, but it wasn't going to be. You know how it was like back in the days. They didn't tolerate that, and this show was based off of how we lived back in the early '90s, early '80s, and they didn't put up with a lot of shenanigans like that. You know what I'm saying? But they was giving a tribute to that guy. That guy in real life, he died from a heart condition. Something happened with his heart and it started bleeding out, and he ended up passing away from that. I don't like when I hear things like that. Even back then, they they were taking people out for a specific reason. If they couldn't get you to be on board with their agenda, then they made things of that nature look like an accident. But my whole thing was to be there at this expo. I think it was in California. I was at there at this expo, and I'm looking around. No one knew other than the people from the intelligence community knew what I was there for. No one knew. Not even this particular look-alike and the people associated with him. I was hired to go there, be there, and be like security, or like one of the security personnel for him, for that company that represented Jack Tripper. Okay, I can't remember his original name, but he was like one of my favorite sitcom actors, and that was like one of my shows because of those beautiful females. Um, so when I saw this guy, when I saw him, this supposedly look-alike, I was almost starstruck when I saw him. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Mentally, I knew my job, but I was still like a little bit starstruck because it looked just like him. Now I could pick up on like the flaws, and when I psychically scanned him, I'm like, this is not a look-alike. This is a clone. So again, this is a part of the work that I've been doing, the job that I've been doing, gathering intel. I don't care how much. I'm real big on details. So when he come out, I scan him, psychically scan him, and I'm gonna see if I can show you guys this implant that I have. Most of you guys don't know that I have a galactic implant, and I do have hair on my head, so you may not be able to see it right now. And if I have to shave it down later, I will. But not all implants are bad. I wouldn't recommend getting implants. I have to have implants because of the work that I do. Just in case something happens with the super soldier, all super soldiers have them. It's best that we have them because we can locate and then we can have like communication with these high-ranking people within the military, and then we have we work with galactic beings as well. We work with a council, and they stay in communication with us as well. If we need certain information or downloads, then they will provide that in high frequencies. Um, but I'll see if you can see this. The implant is here. Now, this part, I don't. If you can't see it, then I'll be willing to shave my head down so that you can see it. It's going to be very visible once all the hair is gone. But when I was about 3 years old, I got this implant, and they stay in communication with me. The white hats stay in communication with me. Now, if you can't see it, because of the frequency that it gives off, even at the age of 3 years old, I started getting like gray hair because of that frequency that I was giving off. So you may have saw like a gray patch of hair there. That's because of the frequency. And I am getting older, and I'm starting to get gray hair everywhere now. But back to the story. So when Jack came out, this look-alike, when he came out, I was starstruck. I was a little bit excited to see him, man, because like I said, he was like my favorite sitcom actor back then. And I was a young guy. I was young, man. I wasn't even a teenager at that time. But I understand. I love women will always have that thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't beat a woman. Just their grace. I admire their grace. Um, just their essence. That female, divine, feminine. I'm drawn to that. But either way, so when he came out, you know, he knew that I was going to be like, working with him at this booth. And I'm looking around, scanning all of these other places in there too, because it's set up for other people as well. Um, other actors and actresses back then, um, and there was just a lot of people just standing around. I think that, like I said, I think this was like California. But when Jack came up to me, I looked him in his eyes, and it was almost like something. His essence was there, his consciousness was there, but it wasn't all there. You know what I'm saying? Almost like having an altar split off, but he was there. But the eyes was different. The eyes were different. Almost like that Jim. You remember Jim Carrey when he came out and started talking? Everybody knew that that wasn't him, but it was almost like that. So when he came up to me, he said some sort of he told me this joke, and it had something to do with, it was a guy joke, and it was him, his personality, you know what I'm saying? His personality was still there, but you can tell it wasn't him. So he told me some guy joke and had to do with balls or something. And I laughed a little bit, but at the same time, I didn't hear like the joke all the way because as he's leaning over to me telling me this guy joke, I'm still scanning the room. I still have a job to do. I'm trying to scan and gather information. You guys, I want you to understand how super soldiers work, psychic super soldiers. We come in many formats. Some of them are not all psychics, but they deal in espionage. They gather intelligence, and there's female officers too. As you've heard from my previous videos, but there's a lot more of my comrades that have not come out from behind the scenes, and this is how we work. And I want to be able to share, you know, bring out more super soldiers that are willing to come out. And if you've worked with me, come out and be brave enough to come out and then talk to the audience because it's time. This is the best time now because there's a lot of disclosure that is coming out and is being backed. Like you guys are literally being backed and not even knowing that you're being backed by the military because the time period is now here. And there are treaties formed for people not to be touched. The last person that got touched, it pushed the timeline forward. And they know. These Illuminati people know that if they take out people, then all it's going to do is just going to speed up the timeline. And when they started messing with these scientists and David Wilcock and then my comrade James Rink, all of that stuff got pushed forward. All of the timeline and nothing that they are doing at this specific moment is working. None of it. So continue to stand in your truth, continue to speak because you are protected. You're going to be protected. And you just have to not buy into fear. Okay? Stop buying into fear. This is our mission. This is what we're here to do. And never mind anyone that don't believe. Okay? Fuck them. Let them be. If they want to be sheep, let them be the sheep that they were created to be. But you're not going to save everybody. So never mind them. Okay? Keep pushing forward. Keep doing your mission and continue to talk. So, and I've been getting some really strange emails, uh, and look, if I extend my hand to this community, if I extend my hand and I give you ways of contacting me, please be respectful. You know, please be respectful. Um, if you're going through a difficult time, I want you guys to understand like who I am. I represent the Raw Collective, the Law of One, the Christ conscience. I am a warrior for Christ. I didn't come in this earth realm to turn the other cheek, but we are like a positive collective. We don't go out there and do like negative things. We don't act like how these Illuminatis do, you know, stomp over your free will. We don't go out there and abduct you. We don't do none of that shit. Okay. But if you are programmed to think in a negative way, if you have been compromised, then these ETs will have you believing that that's what we are. We're not that. Okay. We are not them. I know reptilians are trying to represent themselves. And look, I'm going to be leaving you guys things about Stephen Greer because this community is infiltrated. Everybody by now should know that he's a reptilian. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you a link of this guy that went to his house, stayed with him, and then encountered a dark being and saw Greer. Okay, I'm not gonna tell his story. I want him to tell his story because from this point on, I'm not going to be turning the other cheek. If I gather intel on you, on the people in this disclosure community, if I gather intel on you and I find out that you've been compromised and that you're leading people down the road to a pedophile that we know is in the Epstein files, we know he's there. And you're telling people, believe in the plan. I'm going to expose you. And this may take a while because I want to make sure the evidence is solid. But I will find out why these people are trying to lead you in the arms of the Luciferian agenda. He did not drain the swamp. He became the swamp. No one got arrested. And we still have these elites, these 13 families that have cloned drone Trump. Okay? People really need to think, use their mind and their soul and their conscience to work with it. See it for what it is. No one got arrested. Okay? The Democrats and the Republicans have formed a tight net. They have formed in secrecy to protect each other. But nothing they do will have any effect. But we are trying to make sure that you guys see everything for what it is. Stop being passive, stop being sheeps, and stop being programmed in this division. Do we have infiltration? Yes, we have infiltration. We are working on exposing that infiltration. It is the same thing as Hollywood. When we thought all of these actors and actors who we admired and come to find out that they were into adrenochrome harvesting, they were into Pizzagate, harming children. So if you still following a fucking pedophile, if you are following a pedophile, then what does that say about you? We all got tricked, okay? Get over it. We all got tricked. I was for him in the beginning. I knew certain things about him that was not right, but I did not know about the Epstein files. And I told you guys on my 3 years ago on Journey to Truth, that we're looking at the lesser two evils. We're looking at the lesser two evils. I knew that we was going to have to take down Biden, expose Biden, and I knew at eventually, at some point, Trump was going to have to be exposed as well. We all knew this, but we needed to be on this specific timeline to push everything forward. It all had to happen the way that it did to wake us all up, to show us about this caste system.
Pay attention to her mouth, y'all. Look at this.
That was never meant for the human collective anyway. They are pushing in these wars. They take some of the
Why
bodies,
is she doing that?
they pretend like some of these people are dead, and then they take them off planet. But then the bodies, even the vaccine bodies, they put these
What
human
is going on?
meat. They use the human meat. What they don't want, what these ETs does not want and need, they put that shit back into our food chain. Okay, you got to understand how this stuff works. Like seriously, they're putting this stuff, the human meat, back into our food chain to make us cannibals. They did the same thing back when the Mayans were living. You remember how these feathered serpents came and they came in peacefully. I've not seen this done on other planets where um, this princess or queen, she called us in to help us with this reptilian problem. But they did it back in the Mayan days. This cannibalism, it's not just starting now. It's been here for a while. So these serpents, these lizards, they feed off of us. They work with the archons. And like I said before, this fire has been burning for a long time. And then there's been other civilizations out there in the cosmos that had to deal with this reptilian takeover. But they beat it. They beat it. They came together and they beat it. Okay? We have enough. What the galactic councils want us to do is to stop turning the other cheek, see things for what it is, and don't give your consent. They can come in and begin to work against their agendas because we have free will. We have free will, and that free will can be tricked. Okay? So when we stop voting, giving our consent to be ruled over, they will take us serious. Okay? They know about the NPCs that come along and try to push you in a certain way. We know about the other sleeper agents that's in within the family, and we know about these negative walk-ins as well that come into the family and then begin to work against your starseed mission. So Earth is a it's still a school, but it's like one of the hardest schools out here. It is a matrix system, okay? So we still have to look at this whole thing from a higher perspective. This is a game, okay? Okay, we're here to become better humans in this vessel and then pass that knowledge on to our loved ones, our children, because they are the future. So, also, guys, stick around for timeline episode 10, the jumping timelines episode. Wolf Dragon just released this, and I want to bring it to you guys. So stick around. And once again, I love, honor, respect all of you guys. Have a good day.
Cloud. Bring her truth. Yeah. Yeah. Raw cloud. Bring her truth. Yeah. 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 Raw cloud. Bring her truth. You show the way. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Raw cloud, bringer of truth who shows the way. White hat never fades. Yeah, I'm here to stay. Watch protector, the shield in the dark, but the light you search for is already in your heart. Enemy roam like a lion in the night, seeking who to break, who to blind from the light.
The core stability is critical. We've got to get to the control room, like, right now.
Understood. I've initiated override protocols, but power is failing.
We really need to figure out what's actually going on here.
Timeline's fracturing! Commander, the vortex is destabilizing.
We're steady, Cheyenne. We're almost there, I promise.
So how long will you be away?
I don't know.
Oh, wait, the parameter scan just picked up a new anomaly.
Which sector? Show me the data.
It's right north of Zone 7. Looks like a massive power spike. My commanders are sending me on this mission to grab an ancient artifact. But honestly, I've also got to find out why there's this weird disturbance in the timeline. I'll do my absolute best to get back to you as fast as I can. I love, honor, and respect you always.
Looks like we have visitors. Atmospheric entry confirmed. Track them. They're not from around here. We need to fit in, so let's change.
We definitely need to find a ride so we can get around.
Follow me. The Chrono Syndicate already knows you're here.
If those Chrono Syndicate goons want a piece of us, let them come.
We're being followed. Get ready to fight.
Cloud is proving to be a worthy adversary. Let's see if you can survive this.
Whoa, this energy signature is tearing fabric reality apart. We need to fall back now.
Fall back where? The perimeter's collapsing. That thing is pulling everything in.
Yeah. Raw Cloud, bring her truth. Yeah. Raw Cloud, bring her truth. Who shows the way?